This video is a follow-up to my cinder block compost pile video. I'm going to try to give some additional construction engineering details. I don't have any great blueprints, but I've got some crusty working documents here that I'll try to walk through with you guys. So typically when you see a wall, it's got what they call a running bond, which means the brick on the next level is spanning the gap between two bricks on the level underneath it. If we imagine this pattern marked B here is a layer of bricks in our compost pile. These are cinder blocks. And this layer is it's got the most number of full blocks possible. It's just got these two half blocks here, so it's got the least number of gaps possible to cover. But if the next level of our wall is going to have a full brick going this way, then we have this gap uncovered. We're going to have a vertical seam. And if we put the brick this way, then we're going to have this gap uncovered, which is still a vertical seam. So if we only have one other brick pattern, then we're going to wind up with a vertical seam that goes all the way up our wall. And it's just going to be like floating, detached. We don't really want that. So as far as I can tell, with just two patterns, you can't have kind of an integrally solid wall. So the way I was able to address this is to have three different brick patterns, A, B, and C here, and they're stacked up like that, A, B, C, A, B, C. And then I make the concession that there will be a vertical seam that runs for two levels of bricks, but not more than two. And that's how I got my wall built. And then when I was stacking them up, I used like a 1/4-inch piece of wood to just to butt up between the two to keep the gap consistent between each of the blocks. And sometimes if they're not stacking up right, then you can kind of fudge it to make your ends meet. Overall, there's for 6 layers, there's 140 full-size blocks and 20 half blocks. And then I put rebar in like the corners and the terminating ends and a few in the fields. And then filled it up with cement mix, dry cement mix. I want to say it's about a bag and a half of cement mix per hole. There's 50 holes. But it might be a good idea to just buy a few bags and really nail that down before you buy a ton of it. When you're filling in the holes, kind of poke into it with like a piece of rebar or stick or something to settle the air out of it. You can feel it becoming more solid and settling down to get it really packed in there well. That's my main comment here. So hope that helps out.